Okay. Wow.
Mm,
So we did a pilot episode, and we're back.
we are. Welcome back to FMUF.
FMUF. No one's guessed what it
FMUF.
stands for yet. Kind of disappointed
Ooh,
by that.
yeah.
People are slacking, but
Mystery. It will remain a mystery until people get their shit together.
I quite enjoyed the reception we had from the pilot episode. Thought it was quite good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Thank you guys. I don't know what we were expecting, but that was better than we definitely thought. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have a game plan or an expectation from it. It was more just we have a lot of things to talk about and wanted to talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We share the fun with you.
yeah. Now it's not the pilot episode. I guess we can maybe talk about what this is.
True, actually.
I mean, I don't really have
we go.
an idea, but basically it was sort of midnight on a Saturday, and I think I was messaging you about my D&D character, and all of a sudden I was like, because we both have done and wanted to do more sort of vlogs, but living on opposite sides of the country and you in a different plane of existence meant that vlogging is pretty difficult, and so this was the next best thing, I guess.
It was.
Yeah.
Because along with most of our ideas / anything we've come up with ever, it tends to happen whilst sleep deprived. So this is one of those fabulous ideas, and the title is very much not an exception to the rule.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
It's a sort of a personification of the rule, in fact.
it really is. So yeah. Essentially what we wanted to do was just make a little thing that we can do between when we can get our shit together for vlogging, which just sort of lets us talk shit and just gas about the Larp community. Hopefully people, if they want to get into it, and like also D&D at some points.
Yeah.
Talk nerdy crap, to be honest.
Fill in the gaps with a little bit of tabletop.
Legit. Because there will be gaps, because Larp Winter exists.
Oh God. No, don't talk about that. We just got through it.
Very true.
On that topic, though,
We only just survived.
On the topic of winter, just wanted to say that I'm currently enjoying the ability to wear sort of t-shirt and shorts. It's nice and warm. It's nice and sunny at the moment, in fact. And I think a couple of weeks ago it was equally warm. In fact, it was warmer. It was about 27 degrees, blazing sunshine, nice heat wave. However, last weekend, I don't know if you remember, Ella, but
you may need to remind me. I'm not quite sure I remember. What exactly are you referring to?
So last weekend we were in a field camping for E1 at the first Empire event of the year, and the weather. So let's just remind you again. So the weekend before, it was blazing sunshine, 27 degrees highs, probably maybe up 28 in places. And this weekend it is 22 currently, and it is like it's evening. The sun is setting, and it is still 22 degrees. So last weekend I think it hit about 6 degrees, didn't it?
It did. It did.
And rained pretty much the entire weekend. I didn't see the sun from Thursday through Sunday.
It got to the point where we eventually saw the sun on the Sunday, driving back, and both of us were pterodactyl screeching for 5 minutes straight, staring at this sunset, this beautiful, gorgeous sunset, dipping below the horizon, and we just lost our fucking minds.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like seeing the Messiah after years in the desert. It was like that.
Just both in the car, just saw the sunrise, or sunset rather, and were just blown away by its sheer beauty, but then also enraged by its absence in the previous days.
Legit.
Oh,
it was also
God.
one of those moments where you'd see like a 4x4 of a young family driving by, looking at us like we're some sort of exhibit, going, "What the holy fuck happened to you?"
Yeah, sometimes you drive past the car and see people singing, sometimes giving a little dance, and sometimes you see them pterodactyl screeching at the sun. It's just one of those things.
It really is. It's just normal. I don't understand why they were so shocked, really. But yeah, it's been such a shock to the system for me, coming back from 4 days of literally not being warm ever. And then suddenly seeing the sun and having like heat thrust upon me. But today legitimately double layered my tights because I didn't trust the weather to
Oh,
wear
wow.
just one layer of tights.
You've got serious trust issues with the
do.
Met Office at this point.
I can't trust it. You almost killed me at the weekend, my dude. You gotta earn it back. I'm sorry.
I did have that throughout the week. Actually, in fact, yesterday I put on sort of put on black trousers, like cargo trousers, and a shirt, like a black t-shirt and a jumper, and I almost put a coat on, and then I was sweltering. So today, I decided to let myself love again. I decided to move past it, and I actually went shorts and a t-shirt, and do not regret it. I spent most of the day indoors still, but when I was outdoors, it was brilliant.
Yeah, man. I mean,
but also
look
I
at
am
us.
slowly, just because I'm still taking bits of mud off of my kit from the weekend, and my car is still caked in mud in places, and I just see it, and it instantly the rage boils up inside me again.
Yeah. That's gonna take a while to forgive. I think. Yep. Anvil, you fucked us. You fucked us, man. you really did. We weren't pleased.
No. Amazing fun, even through the weather. However, I would have preferred this weekend to have been Empire.
Yeah.
No secret there.
Oh well, it's good for those of our friends who are at Lorien Trust this weekend. I'm very happy for them. Yeah. But also kind of fuck you guys.
It's nice to see though, because whilst I was there, we met a lot of. There was a large proportion of the players were new players, not just to Empire, but to LARP as a hobby. Empire's been quite a good one for bringing people into the hobby. It brought me in as well. Mm-hmm. And speaking to a lot of them, they didn't seem put off by the weather at all, which is really nice to see, because I don't know it. I mean, personally, if that had been my first ever experience of LARP, it might have put me off a little bit, because when you've started, you're probably not invested too much into the kit, haven't bought yourself a nice tent and chainmail yet, so it's a perfect time to run away screaming. Whereas I'm too far gone at this point. I have people that would chase me down and break my knees if I stopped doing the hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
As well as my lovely chainmail.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't put me off. However, yeah, it was nice to hear that everyone's most of the people I spoke to are going to be coming back.
It was very much one of those instances of the weather is something you cannot control, and we just had a good time anyway. And like, sure, we were pretty much dead for like the entirety of this week because of it, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, for sure.
Roleplay is important. Fuck OC health. I'm kidding.
No,
please don't do that.
No.
Do as I say, not as I do.
It is. We kill ourselves for this hobby.
We do. We're dreadful, dreadful people. Like I was. I've been talking to John actually, and he was listening to our podcast, going, "Do you two self-care at all?" And we're just,
oh no,
I'm sorry.
Not at all.
We suck.
I was wrapped up lovely and warm.
Oh.
But I did have chainmail in that.
You did. You absolute banana brain.
Well, a thing that most people experience at a LARP is the inability to feed yourself.
Yeah.
So my first ever LARP event, you'd reach the evening and you'd realise you'd only eaten an apple, or like the entire day. Mm-hmm. And I think I did surprisingly well at Empire this event. Like, yeah. I did. There was a lot of decent food there, so I was seeking it out, in fact, and obviously keeping the blood sugar up with the copious amounts of cakes and stuff that people were selling.
Very true.
However, I fell down on drinking enough, I think, this event. But my excuse for that was that it was so bloody wet that I didn't want any more fluids near me.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of felt like you were inhaling your daily intake rather than actually having to drink it.
Yeah, and not only inhaling, but I felt that
wearing it.
Yeah, I felt like I should have been able to take on some of the aspects of a plant through the weekend. Since my feet were almost 24/7 wet and submerged in water, that I'm a bit disappointed that I was not able to take up water through my roots. And so was heavily dehydrated. So no, self-care is a difficult thing to remember.
Yeah, and also like there's a lesson in it. Therefore, the Anvil Field almost created an entire populace of water genasi simply from the OC conditions, like it's just true. By pure nature.
That's a nice way of personifying the people of LARP who then smack you in the back of the head for not self-caring. Like, You'll find that if you ever do not eat or drink enough, if you're not warm enough, if you forget a sleeping bag, that people will then come over and they'll be lovely and generous and provide you with those things or force you to get them. However, they will slap you on the back of the head they will make you pay for it.
Yep.
Because you have been an idiot.
Mm-hmm. And you will deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
You will absolutely deserve it. So don't deserve it, is what we're saying. Don't be like us. Do as we say, not as we do.
I'll do it. It's a good learning experience.
Yeah, it's very true, actually. Like
getting hypothermia 3 times in an event.
Yeah. Oh, let's not go there. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. All right. Speaking of characters and almost becoming water genasi, do you want to talk about your first LARP character and sort of how that's happened for you?
Yeah, I'll go first with this time because my one is not going to be as interesting as your one, as the last question that we started with last time. My first character, they're a bit of a cop-out, I'll be honest. Reedon of Warder, as he was when he was first created, my winter marker. So I had no idea what LARP really was beyond looking at it online and being like, okay, sure, whatever. I'll try it out. It looks amazing. And so when it came to making a character, because I'd role played characters in D&D, not so much. I often dungeon master, but I had done it, and I'd put lots of thought into them. But for some reason, when it came to LARP, I guess because I'm not a very confident individual, and so I was uncertain of how well I'd be able to pull off any character that was too difficult from myself. So my first character was very much just a medieval version of me. From the get-go, that's how they were. They had a loose backstory of why they were in Anvil, the location where Empire is set, and why they knew the people that he was joining the group of. But I didn't put too much thought into their personality and who they were, and which is a bit sad because all the characters that I've come up with since then have been pages and pages of backstory, and I'd like to say, knowing some of the characters I'm coming with have personalities very different from my own.
They really do. They're very varied. It's awesome, actually.
Yeah. And sometimes sketchy and shady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can experience those when you meet them, guys.
Yeah. Sorry in advance. But
Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exiled will be an interesting one.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so Reedon, when he was first created, was very much just me, and it's a bit sad. But since then, through either making backstory links with other people, yourself included, and also through playing him and developing him, I've now given him quite a distinct personality post having played him, and so I've kind of made up for it in post. But my first initial thought process with making the character was very much that I'm a little nervous individual, no idea what I'm doing. Let's just make me in a red tunic. But I think I've made up for it at this point. So now, how about yourself? Because I know your first character, and I'm very curious to hear where your thought process was with making her.
Yes. So my first LARP character was Future's End character. As we learned last time, very crucial information. And
heard it here first, people.
Yes, and you say this will be more interesting, but actually it's very similar to your own tale. Wherein the character I created, a lot that needed fixing in post.
It happened.
So, yeah. I feel like everybody's first character is a bit of an embarrassing mess. That when they talk about it, they're like, I mean, I maybe got a bit overexcited, or I just didn't really think about it. So mine was the overexcited end. It really is. And essentially it happened where I got home from that fortuitous day where I went to that panel and just went, oh my god, I need to do the thing, and just like had a million brain ideas and slung it all on a plot doc and just went with it. And yeah, it's just, and it was an interesting ride wherein I had no idea what I was doing build wise, which is why Tag has essentially every skill tree with something in.
jack of all trades sort of thing.
Extreme jack of all trades, because I just didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what I would want to do. So I just kind of went, I want all of this, and I'll just have some fun with it. And then backstory-wise, I wasn't sure what I was allowed to do, so I just went completely ham.
Okay, yeah. So I went the less extreme version, where I sort of sunk into myself a bit, and you went, fuck it.
Yeah! Story! Rah!
Amazing.
Because, it was definitely one of those moments where writer brain took over, and I got extremely excited and went a bit crazy. But a lesson has been learned from it, which I feel very important, which is have someone knowledgeable who can guide you through the build process, and who can talk you through the intricacies of what you may want to do later, and also the importance of sort of knowing where you might want to go before you build a character.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like when you're doing a system that has a lot of either locked skill trees or things you can't change later, such as with Future's End, you can't change your build points later down the road.
No.
So having someone to guide you through the process is pretty invaluable. And also with your backstories and shenanigans, a good idea is, again, talk to an experienced player about it, and sort of form links and keen in context with the game, if that makes sense. Because a lot of the stuff I was doing was out of context with the game and just sort of thinking, how would I want this to happen, sort of thing, instead of thinking, how would I want to fit into the system? If that makes any sense?
Yeah, it does. That's awesome. I haven't had anyone guide me through character creation process. I often come up with an idea for my backstory, and I leave a lot of areas where it can be quite open and to interpretation, so that I can then make links with other people, which then help me develop it. But that's a good idea to have someone who can bring it back to link to the game a bit more. If you're getting a bit carried away, like some of us do, I feel like I might need that kind of guidance in some other systems, just so you don't get a bit too carried away and make your character really interesting, but not in ways that can easily be tied into the story of the system itself.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Oh, definitely.
And for generating the character mechanically, like the skills and such, it's a good idea so you don't spread yourself too thin. Especially at games like Future's End, where those 8 build points you start with, you meticulously have to think about where you want to put, because they do not go as far as you would think.
Definitely. Yeah, because another thing, like leading on from that, would definitely be maybe if you do find a skill that you want to use, but you're not entirely sure how it applies in game, that's another good idea to go to an experienced player or like post to the Facebook page and sort of say, hey, I'm looking at ritual. What exactly does ritual entail in this system? And what are people doing?
A lot of systems are kind enough to offer you the ability to rework your character after your first event, without having to completely make a new character. And also Empire does it quite well, because there's an apprentice skill where you can find a existing character, and if they, for example, are a ritual mage, you can sort of study under them, and you would act as if you had the ritual skill whilst they are with you and teaching you, and it allows you to try out the role play and try out. So if you wanted to try out surgery, you could go to the hospital in game and find a surgeon who would be willing to apprentice you, and then it would allow you to act as if you had the surgeon skill yourself.
Ooh, I didn't actually know about that. That's interesting.
I might have got that completely wrong, but I think that's how it is.
That's cool. Because I've literally just had the experience of sending an email to Profound Decisions, and in effort to rebuild my character a little bit. Yeah, and I got the email back today, actually. Yeah,
saying go away.
Yes, pretty fuck off, you filthy cleaner. Let us sleep. It's been a week.
Yeah.
They've basically given me back the 2 skill points that I wanted to spend on something else. So essentially just refunded me that and said, good luck, have fun, choose another thing on the system. And that'll just go through as if you were essentially spending XP. Pretty much. So I thought that was a pretty cool way of doing things, because obviously Empire's system is all online.
Yeah, it is. It's just quite a neat sort of UI to it. It's nice.
I
was quite surprised.
Yeah. It's very, very efficient, actually. I'm not used to it. It's freaky.
Yeah, I'm quite used to a well, the only experience of roleplay I had previously was obviously a tabletop system, so I was expecting more of a character sheet type thing when I came to LARP, but I don't know why, because that makes no real sense. So the fact that the ones I've been to have very much got a online portal to run everything and keep track of your characters. Future's End in particular, where it actually in game you have your bank account and things that you can access through terminals, which is really cool. I absolutely love that. That blew me away. I wasn't expecting it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Super fun. Yeah, you've got sort of your ID, and like obviously it's got your real name on it. If you've got a code name as a superhero, and for some of us that's really loaded.
Of course, secret identities and stuff.
Oh yeah, so sort of you'll be by the terminal, and you'll have to like do a freaking 360 is sort of like, is anybody looking at me right now? So can
or you just do what I did and get some duct tape to cover up your character's real name.
Yeah.
So it just says chum.
Because I wasn't sure whether I could do that at first, and I was like, am I allowed?
Yeah, I just saw that Scrounge, one of the other characters, had done it, and I was like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Otherwise, people could just look over your shoulder, like you said.
Yeah, it's just like the casual place of the thumb, the placement of the thumb over the name.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the problem is my character's name is really long, so it was like, oh man, awful. Oh, it's great.
Oh god. Speaking. Oh god.
No, at all.
Just speaking of first experiences of LARP, though, I mentioned last week that I messaged my best mate Sam before when I first found out that I wanted to try LARP, and saying I couldn't remember the message myself, and I didn't want to scroll through like a year's worth of messages. However, he then messaged me after listening to the first podcast and copied and pasted. Bless him. He scrolled all the way back, got carpal tunnel syndrome, and scrolled all the way back to find the messages for me. And it reads a little something like this. So this was sometime May 2017. I just decided that LARP would be really cool, and I put out of the blue that we were not even talking at this point. I just put, I might get into LARPing. Just a warning, XD. And that was it. And then he responded with, "Take me with you."
Oh, Sam, bless your soul.
So my response was, "What?"
Oh my god.
That's it. Just what?
Just what?
And he put LARPing looks like loads of fun. I was like, oh. I put, you want to join? Fuck yes.
This is great.
He put, of course. Like, I had no idea. I just thought, he's not gonna want to be part of this. I'll just let him know so he can like mock me for being a real nerd. So he put, yeah, of course. And then he put, this is him after having copied and pasted it. He put in brackets, then it gets a little intimate.
Oh.
and I asked him what that was referring to, and apparently it was us declaring our love for each other over the fact that we both wanted to try out this hobby.
Oh my, juicy details there.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, and then this is going to be great. Is how we signed it off. But yeah.
Oh,
so he scrolled all the way back. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, awesome. Sam. Damn, that's a whole year. Shit.
I know. A whole year ago since I decided that I wanted to try LARP, and
whoa.
Yeah, I know. And now I'm viciously addicted and poor.
And poor.
Yeah, I've been inducted into the cult.
Mm-hmm.
And,
one of us. One of us.
Very much so, yeah.
Oh, it really is. It's I've been curious actually, like sort of what were your expectations going into it, versus what you actually got.
So because I had heard of LARP before I decided about it, and well, I think we spoke about this before, but the preconception I had was the whole lightning bolt, the mocking basement dweller sort of aesthetic that a lot of media puts upon it, and so that was what I thought it was when I'd first heard of it years ago, and then when I was like, yeah, I'll give it a look because I thought that about D&D too until I tried it and was like, actually, this is amazing. It's with friends and it's so much fun. So then I thought, all right, I'll look into it then. And so, like I said, I found a few videos online and stuff. I was like, actually, this sounds incredible. Like it's the fact that you can be what you want, do what you want, and so. And then you see all the pictures, and people's kit is incredible. Like the talent that goes into and the thought process that go into making people's costumes and kit. And you got to think, if people that put that much effort into how they look, then this isn't just some silly joke that people play it is something that people put a lot of thought to and care a lot about, and therefore they're passionate about it. So me feeling that way about tabletop games, I was like, yeah, this is probably not how I expect it to be, and it's probably a lot better. And so when I got there, my expectation, I don't really know, I don't have anything specific, but the reality of it when I experienced it was so much better. It was incredible. The people, I was not expecting the people to be so nice. I think that's a big one. And the people are what make the hobby. Obviously, it's a role-playing hobby. It's like without people, it is nothing. And so the fact that the people were so welcoming and so friendly and so willing to help out new players, get people involved, it just blew me away. And then now, a year on, still being incredibly close, if not more close, with so many more people. Yeah, that's the main thing that I did not expect from the hobby was how many new friends and family I would make out of it.
Same actually, entirely that. Because obviously I joined mainly online first, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't entirely sure what I was getting into in terms of the actual game itself before I met the people.
Yeah, definitely.
And, the people were the reason I stuck around, because I joined in September just before the next Futures End game was actually due to happen, and I was planning to go to that one with a friend who actually couldn't make it last minute. So I ended up not going to that one. And I think if the community hadn't been quite so freaking awesome, and just so lovely and welcoming and helpful, and just spent hours and hours with me on Discord ranting about the game and just random nerdy crap about it and how shenanigans that have happened previously, and building up Keen, and obviously talking over Facebook and sending me messages over Facebook asking if they can help me. I would have just not bothered, and just the Keen would have fizzled out. But because of that endless bounty of help and support and just awesomeness from the Larp family, it kept me going through a whole Larp winter. And I just jumped straight into a social in January. And it's just the expectations going into it. I didn't actually know about the stigma at all.
Yeah.
Before I went in, I wasn't sure. Because obviously, I guess I'd surmise that there'd probably be some sort of stigma attached to it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
As there tends to be in every community. But I didn't quite know to the level at which it was kind of mocked amongst the mainstream media in a way, or at least how it used to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not quite so bad nowadays, I've found. Or at least maybe I can just tune it out. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like we've become cool now. We've definitely become some of the cool kids.
Yeah, sure.
We'd like to think that anyways.
Yeah.
People leave us to our delusions. But it was a funny moment of actually listening to the Adventure Zone. And on the first sort of podcast that they do, they're sort of making fun of things before the game. They're sort of going, we're playing D&D now. This is our last bastion of nerdiness that we never thought we'd breach, and now we're here. And then one of them goes, oh no, it's okay, because LARPing exists, and we haven't gotten there yet. So, yeah. So we've just got to wait for the next really, really nerdy thing to come along, and then we can finally get into LARPing and ignore that thing instead. Yeah. It's definitely a funny old sort of stigma that's attached to it, but I think it's definitely receding, or at least it's something that people just don't care about at all anymore.
It's funny that. What would you say is the next step in nerdiness from LARPing? Because I don't know if I can think of anything.
Oh God, Jesus crisps. That is an excellent question, Charles, because I really don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I think this might be the end.
It might be the last bastion. We might be the last garrison in this motherfucker.
Fade away like a Jedi, just leaving our robes behind.
Zen as fuck, disappearing into the night. Goodbye. That's kind of what you do at LARP, to be fair, though, because you obviously your body gets up and goes and re-rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, your character's body is still kind of there, so like.
Yeah, exactly. You go and plan your next trash person.
Yeah, it's just, it has yet to happen, but like it's gonna happen
God.
eventually.
So scared.
I know.
But also, I also can't wait in a weird way.
Yeah, so I think it's an experience that you have to go through at some point.
Yeah, I want my character to become more established in the world and in groups before any of them pass away, because I want there to be fallout from my death. It's quite a self-centered, arrogant way of thinking, but I want people to cry.
Yeah, man. No, that's legit. Like, if your character is well enough to generate game for others, I think that's a good thing. The fact that
it's the dream.
Yeah, the fact that your character leaving the system, whether it be by death or retirement, has such an effect on other player characters that they can get game out of it. That's no end of a good thing to me.
Yeah.
Because, generate roleplay, it's fun. That's why we're here.
I mean, I don't want any of our characters to die, but...
Oh, no, please. Oh, goodness, not yet. Well, some of them I'm kind of there like, yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, back to Carmoa, as you mentioned, Exile from the Shores of Carmoa. I'm not expecting my character to live very long, for obvious reasons that will become apparent when we start playing. But
become a bit shady.
I'm hoping it'll be very fun whilst I'm alive.
There's going to be some heavy roleplay, which is going to be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, in the last podcast, we talked about characters that you physically despise whilst remaining friends with the OC character. I want that to be me, is what I'm saying. I mean, I might be building it up a bit too much, but no, my character's going to be a lovely, lovely man. And
you want your day in the sun of hatred.
I want to block out the sun, is what I'm saying.
Oh, God. Oh, no. You're going to be like the baby off Teletubbies in the sun. It's like, I'm here now. Hello.
Yeah, I will stand in front of that baby.
Oh, good Lord. You're that bad that you're going to stand in front of a baby sun.
Yep.
Oh.
They did not make the biscuits that they were trying to sell me from scratch.
Oh.
And therefore...
Heartless. Pure heartlessness.
I will be the cloud to their sun.
Whoa, that got poetic real quick.
That's a little tidbit of what my character shall be. I'm a poet. Sure.
You really are. There we go. Yeah, exactly. He's a poet laureate. That's the only shady thing about him, that he's plagiarized Edgar Allan Poe or some shit, Yeah.
Spoilers, Jesus, I got to rework Tobias.
Gotta email the plot team real quick. But yeah. Also, I actually have a question for you this time.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, last time, we talked about a segment that we dreamt up on the fly called On Your Left.
Oh, no.
And Charles inflicted it upon me. So, I'm now going to return the favour.
Oh,
Charles,
no.
what was To Your Left when I messaged you midweek? And what was your question?
Oh, the object... I'll read. The question was, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was something along the lines of design a LARP character.
The most complicated LARP character.
So that's an important distinction. The
it
most
is.
Complicated LARP character, using the object to your left as sort of their entire basis. Would you say that's pretty accurate to what you asked me?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, so I when you asked me, I was sitting in the exact same place as I am now, and the object is still currently to my left, mocking me silently. So I'm currently sitting at my desk, at my computer, and on my left is a dustpan and brush.
Oh, brilliant! That's perfect. Right. So what have you got for me then, Charles? What's your answer?
Oh God, man, this is. Ooh.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm the worst.
So, I'm going to go with a sort of modern setting for this.
Okay.
Purely because I can't think of how to fit this into any kind of medieval setting.
That's fair. That's fair, I feel. I'll leave that one to you.
So, when this character was a child,
right,
they'd just gone to the theatre with their parents.
Hang on. I need to get the backstory gin out. Where's the backstory gin?
run out of alcohol.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Disaster.
So they just got out of the theatre with their parents.
Okay.
They'd gone to see Hamilton. Sure. They'd gone to see Hamilton. And they were walking in a surprisingly dingy alley after this. And the kid's parents, my character, they're his parents, they stepped out off the sidewalk, off the pavement, without looking. And a street sweeper came by and murdered both of them.
Oh my. That escalated quickly. That's not a quick death either.
No.
Oh no.
It's like a washing machine.
That's like being murdered by
It's
a
like
Zamboni.
a washing machine on wheels.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's
But
a
they
Deadpool
were clean for the rest of their lives.
Okay, we're going there. Cool. You made the joke, so I didn't have to. Thank you, because I wasn't sure whether I'd get in trouble for that one.
So this child was traumatized as such and built up a deep-seated fear. sorry, the ridiculousness just hit me. A deep-seated fear of cleanliness. And so, in order to, I mean, I think I'm missing out a few steps here, but in order to fight crime in their future, they decided they needed to fight crime. That happened somewhere, and to give them strength through the tough times, their butler, Alfrond, was their only carer, and to give them strength, personal strength, they decided to call upon their fear of cleanliness to sort of become them.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen or know anything about Batman, but it's nothing like this.
Clearly, obviously not. That didn't become apparent as soon as you said stepped out of a theatre into a dingy alley.
There are some parallels. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah,
You're
and so Panman was born,
Oh God.
which might have some other connotations, but Panman was born, and so he fights crime using a dustpan as his shield and a brush as his weapon. And he cleans away the sin. He sweeps the streets for crime. He provides people with a clean slate.
And he's an accidental queer ally as well.
Yes,
Don't forget
he is an LGBT ally.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know where else to go with that.
No, that was beautiful. I did not know where that was gonna go, but I didn't regret where it ended.
No.
Oh my word, that was fabulous.
Yeah. Good old Alfrond.
Good old Alfrond. Oh my word. Please tell me that's a burner character for Future's End. Please. Please, dear goodness.
Yeah, his name's Gat.
No. You shut up right now. You shut up. We're not going into that here.
No.
We're not going into that anywhere.
No.
That is... No. That is on the veto list. Alright. Anyway.
That'll be my new burner character then, Panman.
Good. Panman and Alfrond.
Alfrond, yeah, he's my if someone out there is planning on playing Future's End and you want a character tie,
Do you want Alfrond?
do you want to be Alfrond to my to be the Alfrond to my Panman?
Oh boy.
And we'll sort it out.
That sounds like a cheesy pickup line. Be the Alfrond to my Panman.
What?
That sounds like something you'd hear at a pride parade when everyone's drunk off their tits at 3 a.m. I'm serious. That's oh man, that's impressive. Okay, good to hear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed, Charles. Oh dear indeed. That's what I said.
Yeah.
But no, that was
So
well
my
done.
on your left.
That was your on your left. Blimey, good, nice, wow.
I think I probably could have prepared something a little bit more substantial, but I think I did pretty well.
You know,
considering.
That was fucking textbook. That was impressive. And I feel like we should just leave that right where it lies.
Yes.
And move on to Twitter.
I'll edit that entire segment out.
Yeah, just kill it.
Yep.
Kill it with fire, nuke it from orbit. Absolve the evidence.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my good glory. Right, where have I put my Twitter? I don't know. It's here somewhere, maybe.
Do you want to do some more Twitter question answer thingy-majigs? Do you wanna?
We absolutely can.
Excellent. I have one. It's another D&D one.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very similar to the two that I asked in the last one. because I got all 3 of them at once, and therefore. But it's slightly different. It is if you could have a D&D cantrip in real life, which one would it be and why? So cantrips are the spells that you can just they're sort of low power spells that you can inherently cast as many times as you want, and some of them would be pretty useful in real life.
Oh damn, that's a good one. Do you have an answer for this one?
No.
You don't. Oh, okay.
I could get one, but I might just quickly grab my player's handbook and look through the cantrips.
Good.
So you go ahead whilst I'm looking.
Oh, thanks, Charles.
Not a problem.
Gee, hi, camera 2. I didn't see you there. So, I actually think I have an idea in mind for this.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think I might pick thaumaturgy, actually.
Ooh, that's quite a good one.
It's a nice all-rounder.
Exactly, yeah, it does a lot of things.
Does a lot of things, and it is the ultimate cantrip of fucking with people.
So true.
So is, like, open and shut windows, turn on candles, turn off candles, like they're a freaking switch, rumble tables. You could make a living as a fake seance person.
So true, yeah.
With thaumaturgy.
Also, for LARP, man, that hard skill magic would be so good, wouldn't it?
Oh man, imagine that in a ritual. Damn.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You're just standing around a fire
Suddenly
and
your voice is booming, the fire is purple.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So good.
All the crew would be looking around like, what the hell is going on? Is this you? Is this me?
We didn't sanctify this. What is happening? We need a ref. We need a ref.
Yes, somebody find a ref.
Somebody find me some yellow message. Somebody help me.
Somebody help me.
What somebody think of the players?
On a similar vein, I would probably go for prestidigitation.
Ooh.
Because that's also a very all-round, do a lot of thing kind of spell. Like you can create sensory effects like sparks and stuff, which would be pretty cool. As well as the ability to just instantly clean an object.
Yeah.
Or soil an object.
Larp. Again.
Yeah.
Whew.
Mate, chill or warm something. Man, you just be cold and you'd be like, nah.
No, I'm not. I'm
nah,
fine.
Just snap my fingers. I'm toasty warm and I'm dry. There's no mud on me.
Actually, you know what? That's a really fucking good shout, because you know the biggest bane of my life, not even a big thing, it's just the biggest bane of my life happens to be a tiny, tiny little itty bitty issue, is when hot drinks go cold. I cannot stand it. It happens to me so often where I'll make a drink and I'll be writing and it'll be right there and then I'll just lose track of time and it's gone cold and it just...
Oh god, yeah, you'd never have to deal with that again. You just snap your fingers and suddenly your tea is back to the perfect temperature. Not only would it be hot, it would be the perfect temperature.
Just blow my mind. You blow my mind, dude. It's...
Well, that's too bad because I chose prestidigitation and you chose thaumaturgy, so
well, I will make all of the windows in your house fly open without warning and then slam shut and wake you up at 3 a.m.
I will make all of your tea ice cold.
Well, I will throw it at you, so...
And I will instantly clean myself. See? We can keep going around in circles all day, but I got a trick for everything, is all I'm going to say.
Well, I do too, so...
Oh yeah, well, you enjoy your windows opening and closing. That's brilliant.
I shall. I'll make a bajillion off of my painting on the black market and my fake seances that are just thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. I planned all of this.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't look behind the curtain. This is the second time we've said that. Nope, it's fine. Oh god, I shouldn't do things whilst ill. Oh no.
Oh no. You've still got the LARP flu.
I do. It's a very, very, very attractive post-Empire lurgy. Grim.
Well, the beauty of LARP is the sharing is caring aspect we've mentioned a few times, how that includes sharing bottles of alcohol that get passed around the fire, and which includes putting your mouth around objects that lots of other people have put their mouths around, and leaving you probably feel fine throughout the event, but it's normally a guarantee that you will feel all 7 shades of shit when you get back to real life.
Yep. Because, like, even if you avoid the campfire circle drinking, someone will definitely cough in your face, and you will ingest that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna be fun. So, you know, there's a lesson there. Take your vitamin C tablets or whatever. Right.
Eat plenty of limes.
Eat plenty of what? What? Wait, no. What? I'm sorry. Limes?
Yeah.
Have you ever just eaten a lime, Charles?
No.
Good.
Have you?
No.
Oh.
Why would you do that to yourself ever?
Well, it keeps the scurvy away.
What kind of sociopath would
Sailors?
eat a lime? Sailors don't that's why they have scurvy.
Yeah, exactly. They should have been eating limes.
But why when you have oranges existing in the world?
Well, what if they didn't have any oranges? How about that?
But what if they... What?
You're telling me that if you were stuck on a ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and you were in danger of getting scurvy because you haven't had no citrus in your diet, you would scorn a lime if offered to you.
I would absolutely scorn that lime.
You would rather die than eat a lime.
Yes, especially since now, because you're saying it, because I'm now going, no, I will not eat your fucking limes. I will prove my point to the very end.
You heard it here first that Ella would rather die than eat a lime.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
If you were in a Jaws, no, not Jaws. What am I on about? Saw. I mean Jaws 2.
Jaws 2. Okay.
Okay, let's go for Jaws instead because I started with it. If someone told you that the only way to avoid being eaten by that giant shark would be to eat a lime.
I could punch a shark. I don't care. I'll punch a shark. It's fine. No, what I'd do is I'd punch a shark on the nose and tell it to stop eating so many limes, and then it would be a lot less grumpy.
Wow.
And then I would go to shore and eat chips.
I think you're dead in this scenario.
No. I'm punching a shark and then going and eating chips, Charles. Probably with half of my leg gone, but that is beside the point.
Shark and chips.
Shark and chips. I'd eat the shark for breakfast. There we go. Problem
wow, that
solved.
shark is an endangered species. You're now on the list.
Well, I'm an endangered species,
just because you
Charles.
would not eat a lime, you just ate
I'm an endangered species, Charles.
Their numbers are dwindling. That was the last snail in
Good.
existence.
Well then, it should check its privilege and stop eating so many limes and trying to make me eat limes, shouldn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
You would rather kill the last existing white rhino than eat a lime.
Where did the rhino come into this?
That's what I'm getting from this scenario. That's what I'm hearing.
No, Charles. I want to know the storyline where a rhino entered Jaws 2.
Have you seen Jaws 2?
No.
Exactly. Then you can't tell me I'm wrong.
That's not how life works. I can absolutely tell you you're wrong.
I am innocent until proven guilty. I am Schrodinger's cat in this scenario. I am both truthful and lying.
That's not how this works. That's never how any of this works. Oh man, you know, my main purpose in life is to prove just how wrong you are, and currently you're proving it, so I can just take a day off. So
no, I think you are failing to prove it. Anyway,
well, I think you are a banana.
Just eat a lime. Just eat a goddamn lime. All right.
Lime. Stop
if you're dying of scurvy, all right, people who are listening to this, if you're dying of scurvy, please eat a lime. That's all I'm going to say.
No, eat an orange like a normal non-sociopath, because only sociopathic maniacs would eat a fucking lime.
Eat a grapefruit.
Don't eat a grapefruit. Grapefruits suck.
Oh,
they suck. They're full of evil and
put
minions.
a slice of lime in your ramen.
No. Actually, no. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Exactly.
That's really delicious.
Eat a lemon drizzle cake.
Yeah, I've only eaten limes on dares, and that's never ended well. So, all I'm saying.
Well.
Because dares are a binding contract.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Don't give in to peer pressure, but do.
But also do, because it's a dare, and like then you kind of have to, because it's a dare. Like, someone's dared you, man. There's no way out of that. It's like a fake contract. There's just you're scuppered.
You've signed in blood.
Yeah, you've signed in your own dipshittery. Yep. True story, fam. Okay. Now, lime rants aside, lime green jelly rants aside, I have got a question from @Sword&Armory. That's Sword N Armory. Poll of the week: who do you like to be when you LARP?
Who do I like to be when I LARP?
Yeah, see, I thought that was an interesting question because it's very vague.
It is. It kind of sounds a bit like if you were only doing one LARP at a time, because it kind of plays into what we were saying about first characters. My first character was just me because I was not sure I could pull off a character that was too different from myself. However, now that I have... There's sort of an underlying accepted rule that I've heard people say, that your first character is you, Your second character is evil you. That's what I always hear.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. And it's kind of true, I guess. You kind of want to push the boat out a bit with your second character because you've established that you maybe could roleplay a bit more, something a bit different from yourself. One characteristic that will always be in every single one of my LARP characters. This is hot off the press information. It's unspoken, but probably known already. Is that I will never play a LARP character that does not have an extreme appreciation for puns.
Yeah.
Purely because I cannot keep a straight face if someone cracks a pun.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was trying to play a really stoic or like really antisocial, sociopathic individual, and then suddenly someone cracks a pun,
you're gone.
And it's gone, and that needs to be an established truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be planning on killing you very slowly in the game. But if you suddenly say like, "Oh, this is pretty punny," I will go.
Oh,
actually, no, I will cry with laughter.
That is
That is
one.
an aspect. I don't know if that really answers the question, but I just kind of got carried away there. But yeah, there will always be aspects that I keep within all of my characters, and that's not just the puns. That's just a more silly one. But yeah, I'll always play a character with a sense of humor because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy being able to crack jokes, and I'd find it difficult to not.
Yeah,
and I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. So yeah,
I feel like that is information that's going to be useful for the crowd as well. No,
yeah,
it can be useful. just if Charles is ever trying to PvP you, crack the pun and run for it. He'll be on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I will be weak at the knees.
Yeah, he can't do anything about it. It's like Cleave, but for emotional stability.
I hope that everyone listening is good at separating out IC versus OC information and does not use this weakness against me. Do not use my kryptonite, my Charles's ankle.
Your Charles's ankle, your Reden's knees.
Reden's knees.
Your Reden's knees.
Yeah. Against me. But yeah.
Yes. That's that'll be it. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Go forth and avoid Charles in PvP unless you have puns prepared.
Exactly.
Quite. Yeah, so who do you like to be when you LARP? Criminy. Yeah, so I very much agree with the adage that you've broken upon the air in this episode, which is obviously that your first character is you. Yeah, because tag is very much me kind of turn up to 11.
Yeah.
Is how I like to is like how I like to explain her. And it seems to pretty much be self-explanatory for most folk. But I think I like playing people who develop over time.
Definitely.
Is the main takeaway. Because one thing I'm an absolute slut for is IC character development. I love it.
You heard it here first, people.
You heard it here first. But yeah, it's the most rewarding thing to go into a game with an idea of your character being one way, and then have, over the course of the time that you're playing and the interactions that you have and the friends that you make, come out with a completely different person or a completely new way of thinking.
Nothing better than that. It's when your own character surprises you.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, what?
Legit.
Yeah. You get carried away. You get really wrapped up in them, and suddenly you're going a completely different direction.
Legit. I feel like we both had examples of that happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Future's End blindsided me with that kind of way of thinking. I didn't really know what to expect from the system, and I went in with quite an idealist attitude with my character, and I was like, yeah, they're going to be this way, and they're going to be very just and have this very clear mindset, and all of a sudden I was getting traumatized out the wazoo, and suddenly my character turned into a bit of a morally ambiguous character. That's how I can say it without spoilers. But yeah, they and that's something that developed in play, and therefore has felt so much more natural and unforced, because it wasn't forced at all. I didn't have desires for my character to go this way at the outset, and so yeah, it feels amazing and is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, because I feel like one of the hardest things about designing a LARP character is thinking about their attitude and their sort of their mindset towards certain things, because a lot of the time it's very circumstantial. So you as a person are going to have reactions to a situation no matter what it is, sort of thing. So like you yourself will have those reactions.
Yeah.
So you don't know how you're going to react. Never mind how this person than you is going to react going into these sorts of scenarios. So sort of going into a new system or a new game and thinking, oh god, what am I going to do here? And finding out the ways you can surprise yourself in the way that you react to situations is really fucking rewarding. Simply because I'm a fan of the saying that what you did in character is true to your character because you did it.
Yeah.
I'm a very big fan of that saying because I've had a lot of friends sort of come to me after the game and be like, I don't know, I did this thing, is that right? Does it seem right for my character? Was I acting out of bounds there? And it's like, no, you did the thing, you reacted to the thing in the moment. That means it's right. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
that's super true.
Exactly. Like adapt as you go. That's part of the roleplay experience, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Words to live by there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I find it easier to answer this question with characters I do not play, I think.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Looking back on all of them going, oh, I did that thing once. Oh no, that's not a good example.
It's like, I don't know if for a while anyway I will be able to play a character that is racist towards some kind of in-character lineage or meta-type or whatever, you know. So most LARPs have the very spoken rule that you cannot be discriminatory or based on out-of-character things, of course. So racism in LARP is not anything from the out-of-character world. It is elves, for example, or lineages as an empire, so changelings, people with horns and whatever. And I think I would find it very difficult, well, I know I would find it very difficult, because I quite like to get along with people from the outset, or at least behave as if I am, if I'm playing a ambiguous character. So I would find it very difficult to, from the outset, say someone's a dwarf or an elf. If they came to me, and for me to then spit on the ground or whatever and be like, no, I'm not going to speak to you, elf, I find that very difficult. And so that racism in character is something that I am not eager to include in any of my characters.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. Sort of the situations where I've been faced with that, wherein the discomfort around certain IC groups has been worked into the brief.
Yeah.
It's been an awkward one for me to sort of work around and to reconcile with that character in a way.
Yeah.
So sort of the recent Empire event, some of the fluff with the Navarre brief is that we fight these enemies called the Valon, which is essentially evil trees.
Some of these trees are my friends.
And others are complete dicks who try to kill my family.
It's a deleted scene from Lord of the Rings. That.
Yeah, just the Valon attack everything. Yeah. Yeah, spoilers, the Navarre were in Lord of the Rings. Don't you know we're famous?
It's true.
So famous. But yeah, so there is a lineage in Empire called the Briars, who are sort of plant people almost. They're
plant people.
Yeah, in aesthetic they're plant people anyway. I'm truly gonna get hardcore slammed down by.
I think you're barking at the wrong tree though.
Yay! Why don't you just leave it?
No.
Let's
not derail this podcast.
Yeah. Oh no, this is the puns thing, it's happening already.
To any Briars listening, this is not personal opinions and does not reflect our in-character opinions. Blah, 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 blah.
Disclaimer. Yeah, legitimate.
Hashtag not all Briars.
Hashtag
Anyway,
not
as
all
you
Briars.
were.
Yes, so anyway, where was I? Yeah, so Briars, the Valon in that aspect, they're sort of their living aspects of the biosphere, they're living plants, trees, whatever. So Navarre tend to be kind of uncomfortable around them, or sort of say, oh, we've only just sort of really allowed them into our nation, our striding, our steading, and sort of welcome them in, but we still feel a bit uncomfortable around them because they're Briars and they kind of make us want to stab things because they look like the Valon, who always need to be stabbed. Yeah, so I actually got into a conversation with a few people at the previous event approaching me on my opinion of the Briars. And Yeah, so I found myself a little bit caught between a rock and a hard place.
Because
in
you
that.
knew that, as per brief, you should have a big opinion on it at least. Or
Yeah, and it's that thing of knowing it's in the brief but not wanting to ham it up because obviously it was my first time there and I didn't want to make enemies
yeah,
out of people. I only wanted to make friends. Which sounds really cheesy. It's sort of like I wish we would all just get along. But yeah, it didn't sit right with me that I had to hate certain people
yeah,
simply because of the way that they were, that they couldn't help, if that made sense.
yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
The nice thing to remember though is that at LARP,
Yes,
just
exactly.
just because you say something doesn't mean you're saying the truth.
It's very true. So
So
I found a way
yeah.
to get around it, which was to look vaguely uncomfortable, and sort of do the shuffle away from them and sort of give them the side eye a little bit.
Yeah.
So, like for one very specific, lovely Briar by the IC name of Mercer, who is a wonderful guy, really kind of handed up with the fizz rep and looks like a bush with a deer skull.
Oh, that high lineage Briar. Oh, that was amazing.
High lineage Briar. The fizz rep. Oh my god, the kit is
so cool.
It's gorgeous, and it's got like the glowing eyes, and it just looks so cool. They look fantastic. They look great.
Yeah.
But because they're so high lineage, there was some discomfort, and it had to be said in the standing of the Navarre, please don't stab them. They're not Valorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just put a sign on them.
Not Valorn, exactly.
Yeah. See, yeah, out of character, that kit was amazing, and they looked incredible. In character, my character saw them. First of all, thought they were an entity called Krampus, which exists in Empire. Turned out I wasn't. Was kind of disappointed by that. First of all, secondly, we invited them to play some drinking games with us, and they said no. So therefore, my opinion is somewhat negative in character.
Yeah, but that's also a legit IC interaction. Exactly.
They did look awesome, but they didn't want to play drinking games. So
yeah.
Therefore, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, so I found that was a strange sort of IC-OC divide of OC knowing I should be very uncomfortable around them and IC not really wanting to go full ham with the hatred, so...
Yeah, not quite yet, anyway.
No. So sort of instead being like, yeah, my dude, I'll say hi to you, I'll be nice. You seem like a cool guy, but also please know that I have a dagger right here and I'm having severe... I'm really trying not to draw it. I'll keep my hands in front of my face so I don't stab you. Is that good? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly acceptable. I think you played that pretty well.
But yeah, so it sort of shows that brief, whilst it seems like it's something you absolutely have to abide by, it's still open to interpretation. And if you OC feel completely uncomfortable with it, I would advise just do your thing. Because don't make yourself severely OC uncomfortable to accommodate an IC thing.
No, you should always enjoy it.
Exactly. I don't think that's fun for anybody.
Oh, yeah. I have, in a weird. Okay, this is weird to say. I have tremendous respect for the people that can pull off racist characters. So, because if they're doing it well, it provides a lot of game for people who are perhaps on the victims of it, or just on who are against them. We spoke about Rainmaker last time briefly, and he provided, because he was a heavily racist and controversial character, I think.
Yes, right? Well, to mutants in game.
Mutants, which in Future's End, are a meta type, and but because of that, he provided so much game, and he has provided a character that people are still talking about to this day. So, even though I was not there to witness it, I have tremendous respect for people that can pull it off that well.
Yes.
But yeah, personally, not for me. And
it's a very fine line to tread, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like without the OC pause, are you okay with this? Fine, carry on. It falls apart a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of the time it is done so respectfully and so well that it just provides game, and it's hilarious for all the people going, dude, that's bullshit. I'm calling you out on this. We can't let this stand. And yeah, it just sort of, I don't know, it's a fun aspect of the game if it's done well, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but again, fine line, tread it, my dudes.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's really a staple to any of the characters I enjoy playing, because I mean, the characters I've played up to this point have been quite good characters.
Yeah.
With some grey area.
Mm-hmm.
But the characters I have planned to play at future events, T67, Tenement 67, and Exiled Carmoa, they are more grey area than good.
Yeah, totally.
And so I think I don't know if that's because I just want to push the boat out, or if I'm going out of my comfort zone or whatever. So we'll see. I'm not entirely certain.
Yeah. This is an interesting one as well, because I find it weird that I have a line where I cannot play a character who is not enthusiastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of thing. Because I wouldn't find it fun to play a disinterested character.
No.
Because then sort of how would you engage with the plot? How would you engage with other people if you're just not interested?
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's just no fun. So, yeah, I like playing people who are enthusiastic and, like, maybe a little dipshitty and run around poking things they maybe shouldn't poke. But there are many different ways to do that. And I don't feel like you absolutely have to go into playing polar opposites of yourself. If you feel like there's a way you want to engage with plot, you shouldn't feel like you have to switch it up in order to, I don't know, freshen up other people's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's much like that. I quite enjoy. Well, I will always want to play a character that is reasonably social and has a good sense of humor, because that's just what I enjoy, and I would not enjoy having to suppress that for an entire weekend.
Yeah, that would just make you
miserable. It would come to time out in the evenings, and I'd be like, oh, "Thank God, I can now crack fart jokes." You know, like, yeah.
Absolutely, this wouldn't be any fun, really.
Not at all.
No. Like, kudos to the actors and people out there who can, but also, nah.
Meh. Not for everyone.
No. Yeah. I think that is the end of our list of bullshit to natter about today, isn't it? How...
Yeah. I don't know how long we've been nattering on for this time. It's probably still longer than we anticipated. However, shorter than the 2 hours, 6 minutes the last one was. So hopefully people make it to the end of this one.
Right. Thank you again for listening.
Yeah.
However, it's been amazing.
Hopefully you enjoyed that one. We're going to keep making these probably weekly. Mm-hmm. We were just very keen this week.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to just keep pushing them out.
We do enjoy chatting shit like this. It's good fun, and we are glad that people are listening, because it's really making our day currently.
Oh man, yeah, just people messaging me when they reach certain points of the last podcast, being like, "Oh my god, this is so funny," or like, "Oh, the biscuits, oh, the bluebells."
Yeah, so keep telling us what you like to hear, and keep telling
us
if you'd like to hear more of certain content, or if you'd like to hear something else new. Let us know. It really means a lot that you're engaging with us, so thank you very much for that.
This is all us winging it at the moment. We don't really know whether people want to just hear the waffle that we do, or if they want to hear more of the segments like On Your Left or whatever. It'd be good to know, definitely.
Absolutely. So again, thank you for listening. This has been FMUF, and
FMUF.
we'll hear from you next time.
Ciao, bye.
Bye.